have done with all the tactics which I have just prepared for the front part of the tactics with four players in the front. But later on, I will show you that how I would instruct a player in a defensive part of the game, especially with we need a set of rules and specific instruction, especially for the fullbacks and for double pivots, which are some things that I have done before we have the first game against Sheffield United. But let me sort of play back the game. We had quite a successful game against Sheffield United. I'm not sure whether they function this kind of prospect of the team, the current prospect of the team, and how progress they have made so far. Because this version has just came out, but when Sheffield had a really good season, but we have a really good game against them, and our tactics intentions were carried out quite well during the game. Okay, let's see, I think it's go on schedule. I actually have just skipped over all the friendly. I want a bit of an action, really. Um, um, I want to get into the action now, not just waiting for all the endless of friendly matches, which is just used to get frequent with the tactics. And here we have, you can see that the score was 3-0. And just look at the shot. We have been able to create 22 shots versus just 3 from Sheffield, which is quite impressive. The on target could be, above 50%, which is quite impressive. And we've managed to, within 3 shots of Sheffield, they have not managed to have any shot on target, falls and possessions. Possessions is quite something we want to improve on, because with Gegenpressing we should have been the team with much more possessions. Okay, those are the basic stats. We have, you can see here, this is so detailed. We have analysis of the game. You can see that during the game, they Sheffield quite singled out Kolasinac to exploit, which they want to exploit the left flank. But Kolasinac turned out to be the man of the match with 1 goal, because you see the actions, which turned out to be quite, from here, the focus of attack is quite balanced between 44 each for each flank. But if you look at the map, you can see that their focus of attacking. So in terms of, if you look at the heat map of Arsenal for the first game, I think that all the intentions of the tactics were carried out really good, because if you remember in the in possession that we said that we will exploit both flanks with passing from CBs to the overloading in the final third, and we focus on the left flank rather than the center. That's why I have Ms. Others still in here to provide sort of a solid in the central area, but the main actions are in the flank. We have the goals from there as well. Okay, stats, teams, players, shots. Ooh, which is, I mean, these are just like so detailed and so realistic stats. Okay, so without further ado, let's watch the game. I think just key highlights. Just loading. Yeah, you can see that in this bit, Zaka here, He's supposed to be in the left, but because of the switching plays between the trial, you can see that Saka is currently on the right. And this has been a real chance for him if it had been for the block from the goalkeeper. I think I think it's Henderson, right? Yeah, it's Henderson. And you can see that Pepe is on the left flank as opposed to in the right flank, and you have Mesut Ozil in the middle. You can see that in this play that Mesut Ozil acts like a link up in the corner. He sits around here in the area 14 for Sheffield, and when the ball's sort of ricocheting outside, he will be a link up between, and you have Saka who will speed up in the flank. This is kind of a transition to counter attacks. And here it is, and Saka is lacking some sort of match sharpness because he's not used to playing on the right flank. But I think that in the future, it will be really good. You can see that here, Lacazette drifts. Some kind of loading going on, but Lacazette will switch. You see that the switching of a free trial with good ball control and speed really creates some impact for, for the game. I think Sheffield is quite natural, would be really surprised. You see that Zaka is instructed to put pressure on the goalkeeper, and immediately we have the pressing. You see how is pressing and Gegenpressing. We have two players on one, which create a sort of numerical advantage, and have a Mesut also dropping back really low to aid the defense. And here minimize acting as a overloading in the attacking phase. We haven't had the goal yet. That is one of the. I think the situation that just passed, and I don't want to just rewind, but Mesut Ozil sort of drifts to the right. It's great, which is called in the technical move into channel. You can see that because of the Gegenpressing, we have the front line sitting really high up the pitch. Sheffield United often have to resort into long passes, whether to the flank or to the center, where we have the double pivot would push up to take the ball in this situation. Because here's the first goal. This first goal, it is resulted from first from the first mistake that you can see here, I'm trying to catch the moment. Just set it here. I think that we could catch the moment that we have first goal initiated. Okay, because the press, they have to go back, passing back, and here. This is the point. You can see that we have three players in the midfield, and Pepe is pressing and closing in, and this yeah, because he's kind of a shadow blocking the number 33, while Lacazette is here to marking Barson. So the only option for O'Connell is when to distribute it back to GK when Lacazette will immediately closing down, or pass progressively, but sadly that was not a correct, really with the really bad with accuracy. And here, when Duzi got hold of the ball, and Mesut Ozil immediately ate the play and link up, and this is a magnificent pass, I have to say, to the running Aubameyang. So Aubameyang in the first half, I substituted Zaka for Aubameyang really early in the second half because Zaka had not, um, quite adapt to the tactics, and he's had a lot of misses, and I think Aubameyang will be the change will be a fresh change in the with the game as he making a run. You see that as exploiting the flanks, and the flanks is constantly changing in the game. Uh, I think I will have losses come, in the upcoming match. Hopefully, with maintaining the W the, as much as possible with a lot of wins. But wow! But we will come to the episode that I'll analyze how I, sort of lose. So it will not really a biased sort of analysis. Yep, it's quite highlight. Oh, here this highlight. Okay. This is how we distribute the ball. The GK will take a short kicks to David Luiz and Marie, because normally if you want to, you have to watch a game and make tactic changes. This is how sort of professional football managers, players do, because you see that Otterly McBurney and Sharp, the two front lines create here, they just want to create a sort of shadow blocking for the CB to distribute ball for the double pivot. But our plan is laid out that we will not distribute the double pivot much during the game, but resort into the flanks. So you can see them making runs, and because these two do not, they did not press the CBs, so we have plenty of rooms for the CBs and do not worry about whether the pressing could create some of the mistakes that you could see from David Luiz in reality. So I continue, but if the games turned out differently, if these two pressed the CBs real high up, perhaps I will have to change the distribution from the GK to taking a long kick. The point is, do not make a mistake in the defensive third, because those mistakes are really expensive to bear. There you go to the flank. Continue to the flank, and Pepe making a cut inside. What does he do? Aubameyang with the underloading. There you go. Underloading from Latin, and here's the cross to the center. And because it is more quite adept to pick up the header. Okay, the last goal. The action is always on the flank, as instructed in the tanks. Nelson come on, I think around the 70th minute, and substitution for Pepe. The guys are not really with the fitness level at the moment. Here is the masterpiece from Ghost Latin. This one is a scream indeed. So there you have it, guys. These are the match. And one of the things that I think we should do, but often the part that we are lazy to do, is to come up with the sort of analysis. So it's really nice that in here we don't have to crunch the number much, because we have assistant managers and a team that will assist the manager. We have the positive and the negative take out from the match. You see that the touches we have a lot of touch in the opposite penalty area. Final third entry to short conversions. So we turn 58 entries into final third into 15 shot on goal. I think this is really good in terms of attacking, because the option that we created is quite good, which means that the instructed on the attacking phase is quite good, because we did not get stuck anywhere in the attacking phase. Obviously, Sheffield is not really the most challenging club that we'll face so far. Okay, but let's focus on negatives from the match. So long-range shots. We've scored none of our 6 shots attempted from outside the penalty area. So um, so it's what it means is that we have 6 long shots, but none of them is turned into goal, which is really low. Well, and the suggestion is go into box. One of the main things that I have reluctant to do is whether we should work ball into the box. This is like the philosophy from Manchester City. They have the player to get close as possible to the goal and making a cutback to the sort of a penalty spot for players to just uh, push the ball into the goal. But I think at the level and the quality of the squad at the moment, because we have Gegenpressing, which is really fitness demanding, and having dragging the ball to the byline and cutback will require a great level of fitness as well. So work ball into the box will be the consideration in the future. We will disappointingly converted 76 touches into just 3 goals in the opposition penalty area, which is quite something we have to do. I think it should be hit with high tempo, which is correct. Shoot on sight. Well, this one requires some thinking as well. Nicholas Bickle lost possession more than any other players. This is normal, I have to say, because we reading the things from report. Um, you can see the level of priority is just yellow, which is less than red. Pepe is, I think, the players, because he's a dribble and he's an inverted winger, so cut inside, he will matter with a great amount of defense. So it's a normal thing that he's lost possession. His loss of possession is high, which is a normal thing. Okay. Okay, so this is basically what we have so far, and looking at the standing table. Competition, I think. Okay, competition. We managed to. Liverpool had a 7-star win. In the first game, which is quite. I mean, let's see the matches. So here it turned out in the first round. You can see a 7-1 against Newcastle, which is quite intimidating. But the big clubs are, had really good results, except for Tottenham. In terms of football managers and in terms of reality, I don't think Tottenham is a big club because we are Arsenal. But Man City, 2-1. Everton lost. And Manchester United is comfortable, I think, 2-0 because both of the goals were scored in the first half. Okay, and the last thing before we say goodbye is that what I want to see now. Okay, the upcoming fixture. We have scheduled, so we will be faced. Not really. Yeah, the schedules are quite good. We Norwich, Southampton, Newcastle, Brighton before we meet with Liverpool first, and Man City, and after Crystal Palace, after the derby. Okay. Look around that. Yeah, we don't have to. There it is. These are the sweet spots. Manchester United, Tottenham, Man City, not to mention Chelsea, just 1 goal away from these kind of a. I hope we will not bottle it because these are in December, which is quite an important part of the season. Okay, that's it for today. Bye, guys.